Hi all. IT service management in the modern world. Right? When we say modern world, it's all IT enabled. All the services, we can say very confidently, we can say all the services are IT enabled. So let's see how IT service management plays a role in the modern world. According to WTO, services comprise the largest and most dynamic component of both developed and developing worlds. As you all are aware, services are the main way that organizations create value for themselves and their customers. Almost all services, as I said earlier, almost all services today are IT enabled, which means there is a tremendous benefit for organization in creating, expanding and improving their IT service management capability. Organization must balance the need for stability and predictability with the rising need for operational agility. Right? In most of the discussion, we hear about this word called operational agility and increased velocity. Service management is changing to address and support this organizational shift and ensure opportunities from new technology and new ways of working are maximized. ITIL 4, right? ITIL has been in more than 4 decades and now we are into the version ITIL 4. So before we go further, let's try to understand what this ITIL is. So if you see, it very clearly says the ITIL framework is a set of guidelines and best practices outlining how IT service management or ITSM can be implemented. ITIL is intended to help organizations optimize and manage their IT services and practices. That's the whole idea of ITIL, which we've been there and we've been working on. ITIL 4 mainly focuses on three main areas, which we all are aware. It's going to be people, process, technology. With the help of people, process, and technology, how are we going to deliver these services to the customer? Right? That's the whole concept which we are going to learn over here and take it further. The ITIL Foundation qualification is a prerequisite for ITIL 4 higher level qualification, which assists the ability to apply concepts of the relevant part of ITIL framework. The new ITIL 4 certification is based on transformation of digital environment and is designed to offer clear career path for professionals from foundation to higher levels. Organization that provides IT services to internal and or external customers need to have the capabilities, right? Do we have the right capability? That's the question which comes up. If you have the right capability, you will be able to deliver what the customer wants. So that's the insist what it is done over here. So if you see here, capabilities to manage these services and good practices to ensure capabilities are fully utilized. In this lesson, we will explore the core concept of service management for ITIL 4 Foundation exam, relationship between value and stakeholders, various roles, and the definition of utility and warranty. Understanding the value concept. The term value is used a lot in service management. It's a key focus of ITIL 4, so it needs to be clearly defined. Right? So before we go into understanding what the value or what are the components of value, let's try to understand what is service management. Right? ITIL, we normally say it's the best practices of service management. So what is service management? So that's the main focus which we will do it. In the IT world, we normally talk about project management and service management. Right? We have PMI focuses on project management. We have Prince 2 focusing on project management. But as far as ITIL is concerned, or IT service management is concerned, one of the best practices which has been there for more than 4 decades is going to be ITIL. Right? So let's try to understand what service management is, then go into what IT service management and how exactly it helps. What comes to your mind when we use this word service management? Right. The best practices always defines all these. So we want to know the complete definition, and we want to understand some of what are the key terminologies which we need to understand. Service management is defined as a set of specialized organization capability for enabling value to customers in the form of services. Realize that we are now enabling value for customers as opposed to delivering value as we defined in ITIL version 3. In addition, the word capability is being used, right? So capability, we used to start from a capability perspective as asset. The organization has to have the right assets to deliver value or enable value co-creation. So what are these capability? Capability is a component of your asset. Normally we say asset is a combination of your resource and capabilities. We will be able to get resources, but we have to have the right capability to enable value, and service management keeps insisting on that. Let's little bit deep dive into the word value, right? Let's define value. So if you see how the value is defined, value is the perceived benefit, usefulness and importance of something. Now this word perceived is important in this definition because the concept of value is always subjective. It depends on the business case, whether it is derived from a product or from a service, as well as the relationship between all the parties, such as service level agreement, organizational level agreement, and others. Also, the word something is purposefully vague because it's more than just services. Developing the distinctive expertise of organization demands that practitioners understand the nature of value, the aspect and scope of the involved stakeholders, the value creation enabled through services. In a nutshell, the purpose of an organization is to create value for stakeholders. Traditionally, organizations consider the role as delivering value to customers like a package delivery service. And there was a time when organizations who self-identified as service provider saw the role of delivering value to the customer in much the same way. Right? We all have been used to that. This way, they treated the relationship between the service provider and service consumer as monodirectional or unidirectional relationship, and it has created too much distance between the service provider and the consumers. So what is ITIL 4 doing it differently? So if you say the ITIL 4, what's the difference it's coming up? So ITIL 4 moves away from the concept of unidirectional. We earlier defined the word service as delivering value to customer. Now we are saying delivering value to a bidirectional, creating value. Organization and consumers and providers of service and continuously participate in the consumer co-creation of value. Service relationship. Right? Service relationship is one of the key components or one of the key focus area. So let's try to understand what the service relationship is and how it helps to co-create value. Service relationship management consists of joint activities performed by a service provider and a service consumer to ensure continual value co-creation based on agreed and available service offering. So earlier we have seen the definition of service provider, service consumer, service provisioning, service consumption. Right here, just we are talking and we are relating it back to the concept of service relationship management. Right? Service provisioning consisting of activities performed by service provider to provide service. It could be any type of service which they are providing. So as a consumer, so service consumption consists of activities performed by service consumer to consume services. So creating value is a two-way street, and we want to see like how ITIL 4 enhances or focuses on this, moving from a monodirectional to bidirectional concept, moving the concept of from delivering value to co-creating value.